Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Happily Booked, a bookcast where two kindred spirits believe that the pursuit of happiness is the same thing as reading a good book and being able to talk about it. We're your hostesses, Brookie and
Becky.
Becky, the crocheting queen. And we're so happy to be back. We're going to be on a little bit longer of a break, but and when we're back, we're going to really be back.
Yeah,
With not video calls. Hopefully you'll be here in person, but we
yeah.
will have a video going that everybody can see that will hopefully be up on YouTube. I'm excited. I think it'll be fun.
I'm excited as well.
And that
I
way
also think it's fun.
yeah, and that way I can hold up books to the actual camera and people can, if they're
I
interested, they
can
can
see.
see. um
And now you won't have to say, I know you can't see it,
right.
but
Cuz they will be able to see it. Oh man. What are you crocheting? A
I'm
Christmas gift?
crocheting. Yes. Nothing like last minute.
No,
Um,
no.
well, I probably would be done or at least farther along, but I had that migraine for that whole week.
Yeah,
I had that sinus infection for the week after.
I feel you.
So I had 2 weeks of doing nothing but trying to not feel like crap.
Oh, I know.
So, um, I barely made it to having all of my nieces and nephews' stockings done. And
Uh-huh.
as a matter of fact, the littlest two didn't get one of the nice big stockings like everyone else got. They got the original two that I didn't want to use because they were too little.
Mm.
So, I mean, I don't want my youngest nephews to think that I don't love them as much as everyone.
Yeah.
I just thought that it would be better to give them something than for them to not get anything.
Right.
So now I'm trying to make my daughter's stockings. They have stockings, so like if I don't get done, it's not a big deal, and I can also crochet on Christmas Day. Um, but I'm trying to make Ella a miraculous ladybug stocking.
Okay.
Hers is going to be black and red with a blue lining on the top, and
Mm.
Emma's is pink because pink is her favorite color. It's going to be pink and white, and then I'm going to really try to get creative. Try to I've already made the butterfly to go on
Oh.
Emma's stocking, and I'm gonna try to make a tiki, which I don't know if you know what miraculous ladybug is,
No.
but I'm gonna whisper because I don't want them to hear me.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry if it's hard for the listeners to hear me as well. Um, but miraculous ladybug is a cartoon that she's like in love with, and she's a superhero, and she has a sidekick, not really a sidekick. She's like where she gets her powers from. She's called a Kwame, and her name is Tiki. And I'm gonna try to make at least Tiki's head to put on the stocking. So
Okay. At least Tiki's
mirac-
head.
yeah. So and miraculous ladybug is obviously red and black, her outfit, but her hair is blue. So the top of the stocking is going to be blue.
I gotcha. That's gonna be great.
I just hope I get it
You said
done.
I'm gonna be really try to be really creative.
And then after Christmas, I'm going to make my own stocking. I have a Minnie Mouse stocking from when I was a baby,
Oh.
and it's white with a red top, and then it's got Minnie Mouse and Thumper.
Oh, I
Um,
love Thumper.
they are not they're skiing. I'm not going to try to do all that on mine. I'm going to make mine white with three black squares. Obviously, that's Minnie Mouse, and
Obviously.
I'm going to make a blue bow to go on it. And I'm not blue, pink, a pink bow to go on it, and it's going to have red around the top. And might see if I can do a rabbit face for
Okay.
Thumper. So we'll see. I didn't get that creative with my nieces and nephews. They just got different colored stockings.
I'm sure they liked. I mean, you said they were a hit, so they must have
Yeah.
liked them.
Yes. Well, and then they got Minecraft keychains. My one nephew got a chicken. My niece got a fancy axolotl one that says just I'm just a girl who loves her axolotl. And then everyone else got axolotls. So
That sounds fun.
yes. My little nephew, he's not the littlest one, he's the next to the littlest. Loved his so much, and I told my sister-in-law, I said, okay, he's my new favorite. He was carrying the stocking around rubbing it on his face, tossing it up
Oh.
there. Like he had all these other toys and things, but he was walking around with mine.
Oh.
And he kept telling me how much he loved it. And I was like, this boy,
That's so
can I keep him?
sweet.
He was very sweet.
And was
So
it made out of like, just out of curiosity, was it made out of cotton or acrylic or?
it's acrylic, but it's a soft acrylic. Like
Yeah.
it's almost, they were all very soft yarns. I didn't have any, I might have had a couple of coarse yarns, but the whole stocking wasn't like that. It was mostly very soft yarn. So
Nice. Oh, that's
yeah.
so sweet that he's walking around with it. And I'm sorry, let's backtrack a little bit. Did you say Emma's favorite color is pink? Because last time I heard it was purple.
Okay, out of the yarns that I have, it's her
Okay.
favorite color is she actually has three: pink, purple, and blue.
Well, now that's too
And,
much.
and her bedroom is a very light pink, almost white.
Yeah,
And so I'm doing her stocking
I
like
see.
that, pink with white. So
Okay. I was about to say she couldn't be switching up her favorite color on me. Um,
no, no.
oh man, that sounds great. Um, yeah, I've decided that it's just my fate to learn how to crochet. So within the next few weeks, I'll probably be developing an amazing talent for crochet.
Well, let me tell you, Bella Coco is the best crochet teacher on YouTube.
Okay, Bella
You see,
Coco.
yes.
Okay, I'll remember that. Hopefully, let me jot that down because I need a good online teacher.
She's the one. I want to promote her to everybody.
Yeah,
Make her some money.
because I because like months and months ago, I just randomly was like, let me see if I can do a little chain because that's like literally the base of whatever, and
Yeah.
I did it and I was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. The other day I tried to do a chain and I was like, my hands are broke. I can't figure it out. What's wrong with me? And I was like, it's literally just the same thing. And I think maybe I was using different yarn. Like, I think I used acrylic the first time. It was just easier to work with. And this past time I tried to use it with cotton. And, cotton's a little bit more pliable, I guess. Like, it's just a little looser sometimes and moves
Yeah.
around easier. And I was like, this seems almost impossible for some reason. So,
I
but
enjoyed making Stetson's towel with
yeah,
the cotton. That was a nice yarn to work with.
yeah. Oh, that's a lovely towel. It's in his closet.
Probably way little for him now.
It is, but he can still walk around with it and rub it on his face if he wants to. Um,
Yeah.
man, okay. So I guess if you don't have a quote, I actually got one last night.
Okay.
So if
Let's hear it.
okay, all right, okay, hold on. I just dog-eared the page. I got to see where I actually wanted to start the quote. Hold on. I'm very professional.
Me too. Me too.
Oh, okay. This is okay. Here it is. All right. All of the available intel, all of the science at their fingertips, said that the eruption would happen today, perhaps even before the morning was over. The quakes were coming more rapidly now, the way contractions did when a woman was about to give birth. Birth, he thought, beginning of life. This might be the opposite of that.
Oh,
Whoa, dramatic. Oh.
it sounds like a Jurassic Park book.
Doesn't it? Um, that was from Eruption by Michael Crichton and James Patterson.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Uh-huh. You're like, oh, I can't see you. I can see you. I'm always watching. Okay.
Try not to do anything weird while you're watching.
Oh goodness. Okay. So it's been like so long. I know I had to send Becky a whole updated review document because I was like, it's been so long and I finished several things and I cannot keep it together long enough. I gotta tell you. So I'm actually going to read from that in a second when I find out what I did with it. Oh, here it is. So the last time we actually recorded, I had finished something and I forgot to mention it because it was so short and quick that I didn't jot it down. I don't even think I put it in my like Storygraph yet. So I forgot. And that was the short story by Margaret Atwood, Cut and Thirst. So that is where I will start with my little very professional and grammatically correct reviews. So this was a short story on Kindle Unlimited. I had gone through my TBR list on Amazon and put everything that was specifically on Kindle Unlimited in a separate list so I wouldn't have to guess what was free and what wasn't. Then as I was organizing, I saw that it was only like a 52-minute read. It was less than 100 pages. It was about 4 siblings, one of which has become mentally/emotionally damaged because of some of the competition she had in the writing community. So her 3 other sisters devised a plan to get revenge on these people for causing her so much mental harm. And they're all like really old, like 70 to 80 years old. I'm sorry, like super old. And they meet up every other night or so to discuss which of these men they're going to get back at first. And they start off discussing ways to murder them one by one. And it's actually so funny because every night that they meet, they rule out some of the men who damaged their sister's reputation because, like, oh, this one's actually came up and apologized to her for that. Or, well, this one is actually handicapped now, so we probably shouldn't, hurt him. We should probably just leave him alone. And random things like that. And then they're left with like 2 or 3 men who fall under the category of being killed as revenge. So then they start discussing exactly how they'll do it. And they go back and forth for so long about why they can't do this or can't do that because of whatever reason. All the while, their banter, being older women, is very comedic. And then after everything they discuss, they decide that to just use one of the sisters, who still has a lot of sexual appeal, I guess, to seduce one of the men and take him brownies. But the brownies will have a lot of, like, laxatives in it. So I just thought it was so funny. So she gets to the man's house and reminds him of who she is, because he's also old. He invites her in. She finds out that he's actually married, and his wife comes into the living room to join them. And they're all so excited about the brownies, and her plan of seducing him is obviously failing, so she ends up to not give herself away as to why she's there randomly with brownies. She's like, oh yeah, let's all enjoy the brownies. So she eats some brownies with her, or with them. And it's so silly how it plays out. And then in the end, they're all discussing, she's back with her sisters, and they're all discussing getting at the next man soon. And then they just decide randomly they probably shouldn't because their sister really wouldn't want them to anyway. It was just so it was just so goofy. And I gave that 5 stars in case anybody wants to keep track of
When
that.
I read your text message, I was laughing hysterically reading that.
It was just funny. I think because they were older women, and so they were, not as spry as they once were. And they're thinking of all these goofy ways to, like, murder these men. And they just keep, knocking all of their choices out the window. They're like, no, never mind. We're not going to do that. No, never mind. We can't do that. Well, we can't do this because of this. And it's just, they dwindle it down to something as silly as laxatives and brownies. And it's not even murder at that point. It's just like a really upset stomach. It was just so funny. I thought it was just so goofy. And I'm glad I liked it because the first thing I read by Margaret Atwood was The Handmaid's Tale, which I loved.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the sequel she came out with a couple years ago for The Testaments, but I haven't read it. But I also had started, she has a trilogy, and it's called, the first book is called Oryx and Crake. And so I thought it sounded right up my alley. It was very, like, post-apocalyptic, kind of, it made me feel like it was sort of similar to, like, Mad Max, that kind of weird, creepy, apocalyptic vibe. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to start this. I think I'd like it. And it's very short, the first book is. And I ended up DNFing it, and I did not like it. It made me very uncomfortable with the content that she wrote in it. I was not a fan. And so I was really worried. I was like, was The Handmaid's Tale like the only thing by her that I was going to like? So, although this is just a short story, I'm glad I liked it.
I'm glad you liked it too.
Thank you, Becky. And then I finished Before We Forget Kindness by Toshikazu Kawaguchi on audiobook. It was as wholesome and bittersweet as the rest of the books in the series. I think this one was like the fifth one, I think, in the series. I'm glad I've been able to listen to all of these books so far on Everand because I really enjoy listening to Japanese translated fiction. There must be something about the translation and the dialect or something that comes along with it. I always seem to find that Japanese translated fiction is very calming to listen to. And the same goes for this story specifically. It's almost like a series you would select to fall asleep to at night, which I don't know if that sounds like a diss, but I don't mean it that way. I enjoyed it a lot and can't wait for the next one to be translated and available for my consumption. I assume probably sometime next year. Yeah, there's already another one out, but like I don't even know the title and stuff because it's on Goodreads, but it's in Japanese, so I don't I don't know Japanese, unfortunately. So yeah, I wonder why. And so I'm assuming sometime next year it'll be out, and if I think about it, maybe I'll just read it on Kindle if it doesn't come onto Everand as an audiobook at some point. I don't know. But I gave that 5 stars as well. Then, sorry everybody, I just have to catch everyone up. I already sent all this to Becky. She had to deal with it. Now you all have to deal with it too. Then I finished Stay in the Light by A.M. Shine, which is the sequel to The Watchers. And man, I really, really loved this one. I think I had rated The Watchers 4 stars, and that's not a bad thing. It was a very good story. But the new environment of Mina, the main character Mina, being on the run, essentially trying to escape her fears or possibly actually trying to escape the Watchers, is very enjoyable. She ends up in a guest house on the west coast of Ireland within a very small village. She's watching TV when she discovers that Sean Kilmartin, the son of the man who actually built the bunker that she and the others were trapped in within the forest in the first book, I already see a bunch of misspellings in this one, has been digging deep into the earth to try and continue his dad's research for the changeling creatures that supposedly dwell within the earth underneath Ireland. So the story takes off from there, and I think it was written in more of a thriller context than the first one, and that really worked well. It kept switching from several characters' point of view every chapter, and that had me really hooked. It was written fantastically, and I was actually so mad that there wasn't another book. The way it ended, I swear it needed to have a third one. It needs to be a trilogy at least, or maybe even a longer series if A.M. Shine wants to do that. But the way it ended, I was like, I need another one. I need another one right now. I don't know if the author plans on making another book, but I really hope that he does because the way that this one ended really begs for another book in the series. I was very pleased with Stay in the Light, and he has another book called The Creeper, which sounds honestly terrifying when I read the synopsis. So I'll probably read that at some point. I gave it a 5-star rating. I really hope he comes out with a third book for this series. Also, as for the actual scares, I think The Watchers was perhaps slightly more scary, and Stay in the Light, goodness gracious, was fantastic, but honestly just not as scary. Very thrilling and suspenseful, although there was a certain chapter set underground that I found very unsettling. The whole chapter I was like, oh my gosh, this is, like, my skin's crawling, I'm freaking out, I can't do it. But then the rest of the book was really just a thrilling ride. It wasn't really scary. Then, I think this is the last one. Nope, 2 more. Okay, then I finished the book that I wouldn't tell you, Becky, specifically, that I was going to read. It was a surprise, mainly because of how often I talk about not being interested in reading anything from this author, ever. But Katie generously lent me her copy, and after forcing myself through the first couple chapters, I honestly got pretty hooked. The book was Verity by Colleen freaking Hoover. Alas, I had succumbed to the fad. Before I say anything else, do I plan on reading anything else by her? Probably not. When I started Verity, I literally rolled my eyes at what the character was thinking. I didn't care for Colleen Hoover's writing style, to be honest. I didn't like it at first. I put I called this book stupid out loud to Austin. But after the main character gets relocated at this famous author's house to assist in ghostwriting for her for the rest of her series, After all the suspicious stuff begins happening within the house, and after you're introduced to this manuscript she finds in the author's desk drawer that's supposed to be her autobiography, the story really got going. Was I entertained? Definitely. Was I already spewing theories as to what the heck was going on within the first few chapters? Yes, I was. And was I committed to seeing it through so I could discover if I was right or wrong about those theories? Yes, of course. And I believe it's actually one of Katie's favorite books, so I wanted to give it a good effort. Will I read any more of her books? I really don't plan on considering it. All she normally writes is romance, apparently, and even Verity included romance, but it was highly... I'm making things up. But it was mainly a domestic thriller of sorts, so I was much more willing to give this one a try, as opposed to her other works. Now, as you may recall, I have read another book by the name of You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose that was labeled as a romance thriller, which, I don't know if you remember, at the time I did not know it was a romance thriller. I thought it was just a thriller. Verity is also a romance thriller. That was something I did not enjoy when I read the book by Geneva Rose. I thought it was very icky and weird how that story played out, and how the characters acted, and the romantic scenes were like just not for me. Well, I'm happy to report that Verity was a much more enjoyable romance thriller. I didn't find the characters all that fantastic, nor the writing style, but the story was engaging. I was taking it in as if I was eating popcorn. I was hooked to see it through. The romance and romantic scenes weren't even half bad. Now, when I say that, I want to clarify that this romance is smut. It's not for tots. It is spicy. There was more content that I was honestly very disgusted by and very tired of reading. And Becky's favorite curse word is probably used about 500 times. I swear it must be on every page a couple of times. That was a bit exhausting, to be honest, but the urge to find out what was happening was strong, and I powered through. Like, this was just so hard, you know? And I'm glad I gave it an honest shot. It was a super easy read, language, writing-wise, and the plot wasn't too bad. I gave it 4 stars. Katie also lent me a special copy that had a bonus chapter at the end that her and somebody else claimed, like, changes everything. I love them, but I also disagree. I don't think it really changes anything. And I probably could have lived without the bonus chapter. But I'm also not a die-hard Colleen Hoover fan. Like, a lot of people are very into Colleen Hoover, so who am I, you know? Anyway, that was that. And then there's one more. All right, one more. And then we're done with the recording. I'm just kidding. Okay. Now you're almost caught up. I finished What the Chicken Knows by Cy Montgomery on audiobook, otherwise known as The Chicken Book, as that is the only thing I could remember to call it. This book is less than 100 pages, less than 3 hours of audio. And then here I said, Becky, you need to read this book. It was such a sweet little story and a genuine appreciation of chickens and all they can offer. I loved hearing about the author's personal flock of hens as well as other people's pet chickens that she met up with and discussed. I really enjoy listening to audiobooks, narrated by the author that are just about having a true love or appreciation of an animal or something an animal puts forth into the world, basically for the needs of humans. And as someone who owns hens herself, these typos are crazy. This book inspired me to be better. Not that I'm awful, but I could probably spend more time with my chickens if I actually put the effort into it. And I think I would have liked the book fine if I didn't have my own chickens as well. But the fact that I do increased the joy that I received from listening to this book by 100%. It was such a sweet little book, and I think anyone who owns chickens or wants to should just give it a read. I thought it was really nice. I liked that book. Goodness gracious. I feel like there's just so much. There's just so much, Becky. There's just so much. Because, you know, we've been ill off and on. Yeah. Yes. Non-stop, it feels like. Also, literally yesterday or 2 days ago, I was just really congested. And I'm good now. I'm actually pretty good now. But for the past, week and a half, I was sick again. And Austin was like, I feel like after you've had the baby, you're more sick than you've ever been. I was like, I know. What's up with that? It's crazy. So we've been ill. Obviously, you've been ill. I've been ill. And then we had technical difficulties. We didn't have internet one day. And I was like, what the heck, man? On a Monday, of course. Like, it couldn't have been like the next day. And I was like, I can't get the internet to come back on. And I was like, did something happen? Like, did somebody hit, one of the, I don't know, fiber cable things? I don't know. And I don't know how they do the magical Wi-Fi. And then, so I told you, I was like, we can't record. I need Wi-Fi for Discord. And then hours later, it came back on, and I was like, oh, great. I can do everything else now, but great.
Right.
Couldn't have recorded with Becky. So we've been having technical difficulties, everybody, but we're here. We're happy. It's Christmas time.
2025 is going to be better.
It is. It's going to be better. What a year this has been, honestly. I can't wait for us to do, and I guess we normally do this. I mean, we've only done this for like 2 years now, but I feel like we normally do our like yearly wrap up in January. That's right.
We do.
Right? Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. So I'm excited to do that. I guess that can be like our first one we record.
Yeah.
Woohoo! So, okay. Before I get into anything else, have you finished it? Or have you have any hauls? Do you have any hauls?
Well, I had family Christmas the other day. So, yes, I have a haul, sort of. I have, my niece gave me a little duck.
Oh.
Green. And he's cuter than my actual ducks.
Don't tell them. That's funny.
They are always side-eyeing me. I don't like the side-eye. But yeah, he's cute. And then I got a blanket from my sister, which is amazing.
Yes.
And I don't remember what all I got. I spent the Christmas party crocheting.
Right.
Trying to get caught up.
Right.
I'm sure, I know I got more than just those two things. Oh, my mom got me an ornament that has the three sisters on it, which is me, my sister Maggie, and my sister Joy. And we're dressed like the Haynes sisters from White Christmas at the end when they're in their red and white gowns.
Aww.
And it says, never have there been, let's see, there were never such devoted sisters.
Oh, I love it.
I'm like trying to sing the song. I'm like, I know the song by heart. My sister and I performed it at school one time for a talent contest.
There's just a lot going on in your brain. You had to really sift through the files.
There is a lot going on in here. So much and yet so little, actually.
Same. Like, how's it even possible?
I'm trying not to be stupid here. I'm trying to find the books that I've read.
You are not stupid. I've met stupid people, and you are not a stupid person.
Where is my list? How do I find my list? Because I can't remember everything I've read since our last.
You're like on Storygraph?
Yeah.
So go to your little profile picture down in the bottom right.
Okay.
And then, so it'll come up, it'll say currently reading, and then you can scroll down and go to read recently and click view all.
Thank you.
Which is actually what I just did a minute ago.
So since our last recording, I think.
I know, this is also why I try to jot it down on a notebook, but sometimes that's not even great.
I don't think I had finished Midwinter Murder when we last recorded.
I think you did.
Oh, I did? Okay.
I think so.
Oh. Well, did I finish A Nancy Drew Christmas? Oh, I did.
I think so.
Okay, so I finished The Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie.
Oh,
and
okay.
I finished Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. I loved this book so much that I wanted to get the physical copy.
The Letters from Christmas or Father Christmas?
Yes, because there's pictures to go along with it.
Oh.
So every year for Christmas, he wrote his children letters as though they were coming from Father Christmas. And there's stories that he and Bear are adventures that they have, or his gardener is a snowman,
Oh my
and things that
goodness.
happen with his gardener. There's goblins. I think they're goblins
Same.
who come and they steal presents and they ruin presents, and Father Christmas has to do what he can to replace them. And then he talks about the war that's happening one year.
Wow.
And like, it's just really, it's so heartwarming. I wish I had known about this book before I had children, because I probably would have done something or tried to do something similar. And he draws pictures. He says, and I've attempted to draw me doing this, or I've attempted to draw this, but Bear said I didn't do a good job, so he's included his own picture. And just like, I wish I had known about this.
Yeah.
I could have done something similar with my children and written them letters from Father Christmas every year. I think it's so neat that somebody had the forethought to save all those little pictures.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe they don't have all of the letters that he sent, because he did it every year. But when I was listening to it, I don't remember. There seemed to be gaps in some of the years.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe were unable to save all of them, or maybe he didn't write every year for some reason. But it's so nice that they have this collection of basically short stories that he wrote his children. And it's just so neat, because you kind of get like a history of his family.
Right.
Because one year he only has 2 boys, and one year I think he has 3 boys, and then the next year he has a daughter. And so it's really cool, and I want to see the pictures, but I couldn't find a physical copy that would be here by Christmas, because I wanted it for Christmas.
Yeah.
And also they were kind of expensive, so I'm going to try again next year. Maybe when it's not Christmas time, and maybe it's less popular for people to try to find, because it won't be Christmas time.
Right, because I mean, it does. Yeah, it's a very Christmassy book, so the price skyrocketed in December.
It was like $42 for one of the copies that I found.
Yeah.
It was. Then I read Christmas Carol. I've never read A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
I haven't either.
I love watching the movies. Like, we've seen 2 or 3 different versions of it. We watch it every year. That's another one we have to watch, Emma. A Christmas Carol. We were talking about the movies we haven't yet, what we still have to watch for our law, and that's one of them we still have to watch. But we watch it every year, and I've never read it, and I read it, and it was really good. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I think the Jim Carrey version is very similar to the book. Very well done. And then I'm currently reading, haven't finished it yet, a book called Miss Marley, The Untold Story of Jacob Marley's Sister by Vanessa LaFay. It's like, I really want to root for a happy ending in this story, but knowing how A Christmas Story begins,
right?
A Christmas Carol begins, I know it doesn't end well for Jacob. So I hope it ends well for his sister, Clara. But only time will tell, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to have it finished by Christmas. I haven't tracked it in Storygraph, so I don't know where I am in it actually, but it's not a very long story.
So the letters from Christmas Santa. That one. So that was audio?
Yes.
And how was it like narrated magically, or like?
So yeah, they also, I forgot to mention before I answer your question, the narrator for Christmas Carol was Hugh Grant.
Oh.
And I enjoyed that because I like Hugh Grant. But anyway, yes, Letters from Father Christmas it wasn't like an Audible original where they go in and
Spending the big monies on it.
yeah, it wasn't like that. But there was this Christmas music that they used to kind of transition between one letter to another, and it sounded like it had jingle bells in it. Excuse me. And I forget who narrated it, but he sounded like Father Christmas.
Oh, okay.
So it was Father Christmas was reading the letters that he wrote.
Oh, I love that. Even better.
So it was very well done. I really enjoyed it.
That's great.
I really want to see the pictures because I don't guess I knew about J.R.R. Tolkien, that he was an artist as well as a writer. But I see, or I saw a couple of pictures from it. Like when I was looking for the book, I found a couple of illustrations, and he drew them himself for his children, and they're very well done. So not only was he a fantastic writer,
right,
but he was an artist as well.
Amazing.
And he easily could have made money doing artistic work, but that wasn't what he wanted to do anyway. If I remember correctly, he was a professor. But amazing. He was just an amazing man.
Yeah.
A very talented man.
I love that. And also, the very first one you said, it was by Agatha Christie. It was The Murders at the Vicarage?
Murder at the Vicarage.
Okay. Is that the first Hercule Poirot one?
It's actually a Miss Marple.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm crazy.
I did read a Poirot. I don't remember which one that was.
That was recent, though.
Yeah, it was. Let me look and see.
Because that sounded a lot like, I don't know. I'm just delusional, honestly. I'm probably just going to make stuff up. But the first Hercule Poirot one, I bought, because I hadn't read it, so I bought that one and the second one, like one of the last times I was up in North Carolina visiting Lexi, I think. So, or no, maybe it was when I don't know. I was at a bookstore at some point. And so that's what it made me think of. It's probably a totally different title, but.
Okay, Midwinter Murder had a Hercule Poirot mystery.
Gotcha.
It actually had 3 in it, and I don't remember the titles to those because it's a compilation of her writings.
Right.
So there were some Tommy and Tuppence murder mysteries in there. There were Hercule Poirot, and there were Miss Marple, and then there were a couple of detectives. I didn't recognize the names, but I recognized like the situation. I'm pretty sure like they did used to do Miss Marple on like the British broadcasting or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we used to watch them on GP TV, and I'm pretty sure that they made one of those mysteries into a TV episode. It sounded very familiar. Like I could even see the people in my head.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've seen it before.
Right.
But I just didn't remember the name of the detective.
Yeah. It's funny how like different storylines, or even if you just see like images, or like how you like correlate them, and they like take you back to years and years ago. It's weird, isn't it? And then sometimes you think maybe I'm just dreaming, or I just dreamt that. I don't know. That's cool.
Yeah. Was that real? Did that really happen?
Yeah. I had the weirdest. Okay, I have been having a lot of weird dreams. I've been sleeping very good lately, which has been fantastic. But I've also been having some really weird dreams. I had a dream like not last night, but the night before, that like 8 black bears were on our property, and like every time we they were so aggressive, and every time we went outside they tried to attack us. And like we couldn't even like leave the house because I couldn't make it to the van safely, like with Stetson. And also in the dream he was like, oh, okay, I'll go in the front yard and distract them. And you and Stetson make it down to the van and back up, and then you can drive forward and I'll run and jump in. And and I was like, why are there black bears on our property? Where did they come from?
Not me is like, grab the gun.
Honestly. So in the dream, we were very concerned with like that was like our very last resort, which I mean it would be in real life anyway, obviously, but like in the dream we were overly concerned with like we don't want to actually hurt the bears. But at the same time I'm thinking in the dream they're attacking us. Like we can't I just wanted them to be relocated away from us in the dream, but like we couldn't even like leave to get help, or I don't know why we didn't try to call somebody. But
Hey, 911, Brooke, 911.
I know. I was like, why didn't we try to call? We were just trying to leave the house. Oh my gosh. It was ridiculous. I don't know why I dreamt that. I've had a lot of weird dreams lately. Okay. I kind of have a haul.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, yeah, we did our family Christmas too, and we had a great time. Stetson got so much clothes and really nice wooden toys, and I'm so happy about that. And I got so many gifts that kind of like how you were like, I got more stuff and I can't even think of it. Like my dad was like, oh yeah, let's go, or what else did you get? And I was like, oh my gosh, I got so much stuff. Like I don't even deserve all these gifts. I don't even I can't even tell you what I got. Megan got me some Little Women like journals, like really nice fancy Little Women themed journals. So
nice.
I'll have to show those to you when you come down. They're really pretty. Okay. But as for my actual like book haul, I downloaded a book on Kindle Unlimited, and it is called The Answer Is No by Frederick Bachman. And yeah, right, Frederick Bachman. Oh, I love all of his books. Every single book I have read by him, it's 5 stars. I love them every single time. I think this one, I don't think it was a short story. It might be a short story. It's either a short story or a novella. But it was on Kindle Unlimited, and I saw that, and I was like, that's something I haven't read by him, so let me just download that. Then I actually purchased for $1.99 on Kindle, it was on sale, the Book of M by Ping Shepherd. And I'll read the synopsis in a minute. But, and then I actually I meant to jot this down, but I did not. For $2.99, also on sale, I got another book on Kindle, which was, you would think I would remember what it was called, since I was so excited to buy it. Crazy. Oh, I can't tell you what that is. Oh, do you hear the baby?
Oh.
He was making little noises. Just calm down, little one. So, I bought, I'm like, last year when it came close to December, I was like, I have a Christmas-themed book. I should read that. And it was a romance book, and it was The 12 Dates of Christmas.
Yes.
And it was fine, but I was like, it kind of bored me. Like, I didn't really care all that much, and I was like, yeah, I don't know why I even bother reading seasonal stuff. There's no reason for me to do that. And it just puts a time crunch on, my reading.
Yeah.
And then I was watching YouTube, of course, and somebody talked about this book, and I was like, you know what? That sounds really good. And it is called The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year.
Oh.
An Enemies to Lovers Christmas Romance and Thriller. By Allie Carter. And it just came out, I think, earlier this year, or like in September, something like that. And I'm trying to get to this one's synopsis. But I thought, you know what? This person pitched this book really well. I think I actually want to read it. And it was $2.99 on Kindle on sale. I said, you know what? I'm just going to buy it. So, okay, this is the synopsis for it. The bridge is out, the phones are down, and the most famous mystery writer in the world just disappeared out of a locked room 2 days before Christmas. Meet Maggie Chase and Ethan Wyatt. She's the new queen of the cozy mystery. He's Mr. Big Time Thriller Guy. She hates his guts. He thinks her name is Marcy, no matter how many times she's told him otherwise. But when they both accept a cryptic invitation to attend a Christmas house party at the English estate of a reclusive fan, Neither is expecting their host to be the most powerful author in the world, Eleanor Ashley, the Duchess of Death herself. That night, the weather turns, and the next morning, Eleanor is gone. Sorry. She vanished from a locked room, and Maggie has to wonder, is Eleanor in danger, or is all of this some kind of test? Is Ethan the competition, or is he the only person in that snowbound mansion she can trust? As the snow gets deeper and the stakes get higher, every clue will bring Maggie and Ethan closer to the truth and each other, because this Christmas, these two rivals are going to have to become allies, and maybe more, if they have any hope of saving Eleanor, assuming they don't kill each other first. The laugh-out-loud holiday mystery that you've been waiting for. Ridiculous. Oh, and a blurb says, Knives Out gets a holiday rom-com twist in this rivals to lovers romance.
Sounds like a Hallmark.
It sounds up my alley, I think, honestly. So
I wasn't putting it down when I said it sounds like a Hallmark movie.
No. That's funny though, isn't it? How that's almost turned into like an insult. It's kind of funny. Then I'll go back and read the synopsis for this book, The Book of M by Ping Shepherd. I'm trying to use my Kindle to do all this. It's, they're a little bit slower than phones. Okay. This is the synopsis for The Book of M. What would you give up to remember? Set in a dangerous near future, The Book of M tells the captivating story of a group of ordinary people caught in an extraordinary catastrophe who risk everything to save the ones they love. It is a sweeping debut that illuminates the power that memories have, not only on the heart, but on the world itself. One afternoon, at an outdoor market in India, a man's shadow disappears, an occurrence science cannot explain. He is only the first. The phenomenon spreads like a plague, and while those afflicted gain a strange new power, it comes at a horrible price, the loss of all their memories. Ori and his wife, Max, have escaped the forgetting so far by hiding in an abandoned hotel deep in the woods. Their new life feels almost normal until one day Max's shadow disappears too. Knowing that the more she forgets, the more dangerous she will become to Ori, Max runs away, but Ori refuses to give up the time they have left together. Desperate to find... Where did it go? Max, before her memory disappears completely, he follows her trail across a perilous, unrecognizable world, braving the threat of roaming bandits, the call to a new war being waged on the ruins of the capital, and the rise of a sinister cult that worships the shadowless. As they journey, each searches for answers for Ori about love, about survival, about hope, and for Max, about a new force growing in the south that may hold the cure. Like The Passage and Station 11, this haunting, thought-provoking, and beautiful novel explores fundamental questions of memory, connection, and what it means to be human in a world turned upside down. So, obviously that sounds like something I have to read.
11?
What did you say?
Because it mentioned 11 in the blurb.
Basically. Then... I may as well read the synopsis for The Answer is No by Frederick Bachman. Oh, and it's a short story, just to clarify. It is 68 pages. That's crazy. That's so short. It will not be long enough. I will be at the end and I will be very upset. So, this is the synopsis for it. Lucas knows the perfect night entails just 3 things: video games, wine, and pad thai. Peanuts... My phone's cracked. There it is. Peanuts are a must. Other people, not so much. Why complicate things when he's happy alone? Then one day, the apartment board, a vexing trio of authority, rings his doorbell, and Lucas's solitude takes a startling hike. They demand to see his frying pan. Sorry. What? Someone left one next to the recycling room overnight, and instead of removing the errant object, as Lucas suggests, they insist on finding the guilty party, but their plan backfires colossally. Told in Frederick Bachman's singular witty style and sharply drawn characters and relatable antics, The Answer Is No is a laugh-out-loud portrait of a man struggling to keep himself in a world that won't leave him alone. Show me your frying pan. Okay. I was like, huh? That was the first time I read that synopsis. I just saw it was by Frederick Bachman, and it was on Kindle Unlimited, and I was like, heck yeah. So, that is my haul. So to get back into things I finished, I've also finished 2 more things.
Okay.
But I didn't write any reviews or anything, so I won't be gibbering along too much. So, me and my mom drove up to North Carolina for Lexi's graduation party.
Mm-hmm.
And since she can't fly for free. Like we were not gonna. I wasn't gonna say, hey, buy a plane ticket just to go up there for Lexi's graduation with me. So we drove, and I thought, you know what would be fun? Let's pick an audiobook we want to listen to. And I hadn't picked one. I guess I had forgotten, but she had some, and we were going to listen to. I don't actually know what she had saved because I was like, oh wait, I actually do have one if you want to listen to it. I have one I think we'd both be interested in. And she was like, sure, go for it. So it is The One by John Mars, which I started on audio, a long time ago, maybe almost a year ago now, and for some reason I stopped. And I think maybe I just wasn't in the mood for how the narrator sounded. Maybe I just forgot to start it again, because that happens sometimes. I don't know. But this synopsis says, and you'll remember it once I start reading the synopsis. You'll be like, oh yeah. How far would you go to find the one? A simple DNA test is all it takes. Just a quick mouth swab, and soon you'll be matched with your perfect partner, the one you're genetically made for. That's the promise made by Match Your DNA. A decade ago, the company announced that they had found the gene that pairs each of us with our soulmate. Since then, millions of people around the world have been matched, but the discovery has its downsides. Test results have led to the breakup of countless relationships and upended the traditional ideas of dating, romance, and love. Now 5 very different people have received the notification that they've been matched. They're about to meet each other. They're each about to meet their one true love. But happily ever after isn't guaranteed for everyone, because even soulmates have secrets, and some are more shocking than others. So, I don't know if that rings a bell or sounds familiar. But
Excuse me, that sounds a little familiar.
we were going to start it on the way up there, but Everand was like messing up for me. It would not load, and I didn't think about the fact that we could have just used her phone, so we didn't start it on the way up there. So we started it when we were coming back down. And this book was so good, Becky. This book was crazy. The chapters were so short, and you follow, like it said, 5 different people, so you jump back and forth between their points of view with every chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And the situations these people are put in with meeting their match, their person that's supposed to be their soulmate, is crazy. And then it's a thriller, so it's not actually supposed to be, happy-go-lucky. Things are going to go amiss, and it gets wild. The things that come to light, or the things that these people end up doing, are just absolutely bonkers. It is an emotional ride. Like, every time we got to, the end of a chapter, we were like, oh my gosh, this is going to happen with this person, and this person's connected to this person this way. Oh my gosh, this person's going to, die. It was just crazy. And it was so good. We didn't finish it on the way down because I think it was 11 or 10 hours or something. So with how far we ended up actually listening to it together, was about 50%. So I was like, okay, yeah, you listen to it on Everand and finish it, because she was going to finish it before me. And then I was like, I'll go on Everand and listen to it. And she was like, I finished the book. And I was like, oh my gosh, how good was it? She was like, it was crazy. I was like, okay. So I went to listen to it, and then Everand started messing up again. It kept crashing. And I was like, I'm getting emotional here. I want to listen to this book. And I couldn't. So I ended up buying it on Kindle for $11.99, which was so annoying. And I was already 50% of the way through, so I paid for half a book, full price. Anyway, we won't talk more about that. But, and then I finished it. I read it, and I was like, this book was so good. Like, it was written very well, and it was, you had you on the edge of your seat, thriller, like, so suspenseful. Like, you want to know what is about to happen with these people. A police officer gets matched with a serial killer.
Oh.
So they have to, that has to get navigated somehow. And somebody is happily married, and the wife is like, but what if I'm not actually your match? And he's like, would you just give it a rest? Like, it doesn't matter. We're happy. I don't want to leave you. I don't want to be with anybody else. I want to be with you. And she's like, but what if I'm not your match? I just can't live knowing that you could love somebody else more than me, and I'm going to keep you from them. And oh, it's so annoying. And so they do the test or whatever. And they're, of course, not matched. It's going to upend their relationship. And he gets matched with a man.
Oh.
And he's like, what? But I'm not gay. I don't understand. So all of that gets navigated. There's just so many things that happen in this book. It was crazy. And he actually has another book. I think it's called The Family Experiment, which after I saw, like, once you finish the book on Kindle, it pops up, like, more by this author you might like. And it popped up in line with the others, and I was like, I think I've actually seen that cover on YouTube somewhere, and I was interested in that one. So I'm probably going to read that by him. It was just really good. I was really impressed. Like, I thought it was going to be good, but I just didn't expect for it to be like a 5-star fantastic book, you know?
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with it. It was very good. Very crazy. On Storygraph, it says tense, and I was like, yeah, very tense. Then I finished one more book. So after I finished What the Chicken Knows, Cy Montgomery has a lot of nonfiction that she has written.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I didn't know that. I had never heard of Cy Montgomery. Well, actually, that's a lie. I didn't realize I had heard of Cy Montgomery. So, something that was in my backlist of stuff I wanted to listen to on Everand is a book called How to Be a Good Creature, a memoir in 13 animals. And that's also by Cy Montgomery. And I was like, oh, that's actually been on my radar, so let me just start it. And it's only 3 hours and 45 minutes. It's on Everand, and it was good. I think I liked What the Chicken Knows more, maybe because I have chickens specifically. But I mean, she talks about dogs and other animals that she has owned, or she travels the world and studies animals and stuff and then writes about them. So one of them was about an octopus, and I was like, oh my gosh, not an octopus. They're so amazing. They have me so emotional for some reason. I think it's because I read the book Remarkably Bright Creatures, which I can't think of the author's name. But me and my mom both listened to that book, and that book was amazing. It was so funny. The narrators did a fantastic job, and then the story itself was just fantastic. And it just talks about, and that's a fictional story, obviously, but it goes into such depth about how intelligent octopuses are. Octopi? I don't know what the truth is anymore. But she talks about an octopus in her memoir, and I was like, it's just beautiful. This is fantastic. Oh my gosh, this is the sweetest thing ever. I love animals. And it was really good. She talks about some dogs, a pig. She mentions her chickens. Oh, an emu. I think it was an emu. It's one of the big birds. She mentions a lot of animals. I'm trying to, on the cover are a lot of animals that she talks about, and I'm trying to zoom in and pinpoint them. Anyway, but it was very good. It was fantastic. I enjoyed it. And she's got more that I might listen to. One was about hawks. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll listen to an audiobook about hawks. I don't know. So that's finally all that I have finished. Sorry to non-stop talk. Goodness. Oh, but going back to the one, next time you go on a road trip, if you and the party you were with can agree on a book, I definitely suggest that. It was very enjoyable to do that with my mother, so that was fun.
That's a good.
Yeah, and like I was like, anything she picks, I'll like anyway, because she likes. I mean, she likes most of the stuff that I'll end up liking, but I know she likes a lot of thriller, crime, true crime. And I was like, I'd like any of that, mystery. So, but then I found that one. And I was like, oh yeah, I actually did have this one. So I'm really glad we listened to it.
My mom only listens to mysteries, or reads mysteries, I should say.
I know. I'm like, man, I think I want to read a mystery, but I have like so many things I'm about to just start reading, and most of them are thrillers. Yeah. So Austin's brother is about to come down, and his girlfriend's going to come down as well, and she's bringing me 2 books. One's a Riley Sager book, and and one is called Hidden Pictures, which I don't remember the author's name, but I'll put it in the show notes. And the Riley Sager book is, I think it's called The Only One Left, and it's one of the newer ones. And I think it's about almost sort of like, so Verity was about this woman getting brought on and staying in this author's house because this author, she physically cannot write. Like something happened, there was an accident, and she can't write or finish her stories, but they want the stories to be finished. So they bring in this author to ghostwrite. And I think it's something similar like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. And Hidden Pictures, I think I had told his girlfriend about when we read We Used to Live Here, and how there was like Morse code and like hidden messages and stuff within the physical copy. And she was like, oh, that reminds me a lot of Hidden Pictures. There's a lot of random things sort of like that. So you might like that. And I was like, oh, that sounds great. So she's bringing that. I'm excited. And I told her she can borrow my Misery by Stephen King. And I mean, and anything else she wants to look at. And I'm also borrowing from Faith a good girl's guide to murder.
Yeah.
Which I asked you about, or I asked you to ask Ella about. And I asked like several other people, because that's actually within my friend group. Several people have it or have read it. So I thought that was really convenient. And Lexi just finished, I think it's a trilogy, and she finished all 3 of them, and she was like, Brooke, you've got to read these books. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. And I'm so glad she's getting back into reading. She just graduated, so she's got more time now, and I love that. I love it. I just love it. So
love it.
So many things. And I guess I should mention what I'm currently reading, just to throw those in here, because I haven't talked enough. I am currently reading Eruption, which is where the quote came from earlier, by Michael Crichton and James Patterson. I am enjoying this book. I mean, it's good. It's a good book. I will say I'm a little, for the fact that it has Michael Crichton's name on it, I'm a little disappointed with how the writing style has turned out. And that's not even like a hit towards James Patterson, because he's obviously a very prolific author. People love James Patterson. You've read a lot of James Patterson. My mom's read a lot of James Patterson. I think I have only read this one now, and then I listened to one on Audible by him, and I enjoyed it. I think he writes very like quick and easy to read, like popcorny style thriller or mysteries or whatever. And when I'm reading this book, I'm like, I feel like his wife, Michael Crichton's wife, could have picked a different author to help finish this story that would have probably aligned better with Michael Crichton's writing style, if that makes sense. Because it just seems like if you like action movies and want to give a book a try, this is a good book for it. Like, it's just very, like, I feel like I'm watching an action movie or reading an action movie, if that makes sense. And there's some lines that are like a little cheesy, a little cliche, because it's like, oh, I've got to go save the world now. You know, like, it's very, I don't want to say flowery, because that doesn't feel like the right description, but almost kind of silly. But the story is good. It's very action packed.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if I were to think of somebody else that could have finished this book for Michael Crichton, I think I would have picked Ken Follett, which I've only read one book by him, so that's saying a lot. But it was Whiteout, and I really liked it. I feel like and I think one of the reasons I really liked it was that it was very quick and action packed and thrillery, but it also felt there was a lot more depth to it, and it felt very, I don't want to say smart, but but it felt very smart. Like, I feel like it aligned a lot with Michael Crichton, more so than James Patterson aligns with Michael Crichton.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm almost done. I could have finished it last night, but I was very tired. I literally have like 4 chapters left, and they're very short chapters. So I'm enjoying it though so far. It's a set in Hawaii, and there's about to be a very serious eruption. Well, actually, it's already happened, but there is about to be an eruption that the scientist has to work with the army to help, not prevent, because you can't stop an eruption from a volcano, but try to maybe direct lava where they want it to go instead of the towns that it's going to probably hit. And then you come to find out that there is like bio waste that the army hid in a cave within that's like really near the volcano, and if that gets contact with the lava, the contents of it could basically destroy the world. So it's like the stakes get really high, like no pressure. And at one point I was like, wow, people are just dying left and right. Like, it's crazy. And it's wild. Like, it feels like an action movie. It really does. And which is fine. Like, that's not a bad thing. But I'm glad I'm reading it finally. I'm glad I'm almost done. I'm enjoying it. I don't think it'll be a 5-star, but it'll be up there.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah. Whew, I've been talking a lot. Have you been enjoying that? Sheesh.
Yeah. That's what we're here for.
Oh, man. Yeah, so after Eruption, I'm probably going to start The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, just so... See, I'm putting myself on a time crunch. Like, I feel like I have to finish it before or on Christmas for it to, be, like, validate, you know? Like, how silly.
You better start reading today.
Yeah. I'm going to try to finish this. I mean, I will be able to finish it, like, at some point today, whether that's soon, which probably not, or after Stetson's in bed tonight. So we'll see.
Good luck.
I really think I'm going to hit 70 books. I was actually surprised. I realized I was putting a book in Storygraph or marking it as finished. And it was like the 67th book. And I was like, what? When did this happen? It's crazy. Like, I didn't expect to meet my goal of 55. And now I'm like, I've surpassed it. And I'm just astounded that I've been able to do that.
I don't know why I'm so sleepy.
It's a sleepy day. I mean, you're off.
Yeah. I'm glad he didn't schedule me. I asked him to schedule me. He didn't. I'm glad that he didn't. Because I have too much to do. I have to go get an oil change, finish house set up for Christmas, wrap some Christmas presents, and we have to go to the store and get felt.
I see Ella. That's right.
Emma's asleep on the bed. That's probably why I'm sleeping. She's over here snoring.
Well, and it's probably like quiet, you know, in your house. So it's like, calm, you know?
There's a cat that just showed up that's asleep on the bed with her.
A cat that just showed up. One of your cats.
No.
Oh.
This is at my parents' house. We're at my mom and dad's, actually.
Okay.
Emma does mom and dad's, or does dad's socks for him because he has health. He can't put them on himself.
Right.
They're special socks because that's one of the health issues that he has. He was in Vietnam and he was affected by Agent Orange, so he gets sores on his legs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's bad. and he also has diabetes, and from that, and it's just a lot. So she comes and does that for him. So we came up here, and did that, and then the girls helped mom unload her groceries. She goes grocery shopping on Mondays. And anyway, there's this cat that took up here at mom and dad's, and he's very sweet. He has to belong to somebody, and my dad thinks maybe he doesn't know how to get back home.
Yeah.
He loves the girls. He loves my dad. He's not rambunctious. He doesn't really do a lot of things he shouldn't be doing. So I feel like somebody is really missing this cat. Such a sweet boy. And he's been fixed. So someone took
yeah.
And I don't know. And boy kitties are always sweeter anyway than girl kitties.
Yeah, they are for sure.
He's a good boy.
It's funny. I mentioned to Austin, I was like, see now what I mean by boy animals typically are just nicer than girl animals. And don't get me wrong, I love Remy. I've had Remy for a long time. Love my girl. But she is definitely crankier than others.
Yes.
And Pumpkin's nice, but she can be a little snottier.
Yeah.
And Ranger and Whiskey are like the sweetest little doofuses that
Yeah.
you could have. Like, they're crazy. They're so nice. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've been doing so much lately, so you're just tired. And you're just sitting there crocheting and you're just listening to me ramble. So that would put me to sleep.
I think it's crochet really is.
Yeah.
I sleepy just crocheting because you just see the same stitches going across your eyeballs.
Yeah. Yep. I've decided, I know I said that it's my fate to learn to crochet, so that's going to be happening. But I've decided to start Christmas presents, like, in a week. So
Yeah. So you'll have Christmas?
Yeah. Join me for my challenge of beginning Christmas presents as soon as possible.
I'm going to be starting another crochet project soon. I want to crochet a skirt for myself.
Oh, wow.
So want to crochet little chickens.
Yeah.
And do bracelets.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, have you seen it's a big crocheted hen, and then inside the crocheted hen are chicks.
Oh,
yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah, you got to do that. And I've seen and that's the thing. I was telling Megan, I was like, you can make anything when you crochet. Like, you can literally crochet anything that pops into your head. You can do it. You can't necessarily do that when you knit. And I saw a tote bag, but it was a chicken.
Very cute.
And I was like, that is so cute. And of course she wants a certain sweater or cardigan made out of crocheted granny squares that it's like retro daisies. So I want to make that for her.
Yeah.
And I'll probably give that to her for Christmas. So don't worry, she doesn't listen to the podcast. So
yeah, I know.
So we can talk about her all we want.
She'll never know.
And I've got some gift ideas for you and for my mom. I'm just excited. And I also want to learn how to I have so many ambitions. But what is it called? I can't even think of what it's called now, but like you hole punch them into you can make rugs. Needle punch art. I want to do that. And I think if I just get, I mean, you obviously have to get the tools and stuff, but
right,
you have to get, a lot of people say they like monk cloth for the bottom of it. So if I get a big enough roll of that, or however that comes, you can just draw on it what you want, and then you know, needle punch your design and make a rug. And I really want to do that.
That's cool.
That would be cool, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Okay. Enough of that. Okay, that's pretty much it. If that wasn't enough. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's what really...
Can you guys not miss 3 weeks in a row again?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll try. Oh my gosh. I'm so tired of being sick. Like, it just keeps coming. And I'm like, I need that to quit because Kaylee's literally having her baby right now. And I want to go see her and the baby. And I'm not going to be sick for that.
Right.
So, well, she should be actually out and healing right about now because it was at noon and it's 1. So, I mean, she's going to be sore and tired. So I told her whenever she feels like it to message me or have Tyler message me.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, that's it from me. I know that was so much. And sometimes that's good. And sometimes I feel like I'm doing too much, you know? You're so busy. Like, I don't even know how we did this when, like, I also had a job. Like, how did we have enough to talk about in the podcast? It's crazy.
We just did.
It was magical. I just traded working for a different job.
Yes. You have a more fulfilling job.
Ah, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's it for me.
Man. Okay. Well, bye, everybody.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Kindred Spirits, as always, for listening. Can't wait to see you in 2025. And you'll be able to actually see us in 2025. Really excited about that. Please keep listening and supporting us and help us grow so that 2025 can be our best year ever. And don't forget to check out the Sideways Sheriff as usual, because he's still doing stuff, and drifting's cool. And
I agree, yeah.
and thanks to Miss Tracy again for our merchandise that we have. And when we get the YouTube channel up, we need to figure out how we can do links so that people can order through the YouTube channel. So
agreed.
Or they can just email us, whatever. But Brooke has to answer all those emails, so she, hopefully will get popular and she won't want to answer them all.
There's just so many already.
Send us emails. This is our time where we beg. But seriously, until next time, stay happily booked.